On the road again. Hey, visiting my buddy Alan in Mishawaka, Indiana.
T.
Hello, Silver fans. This is T, and you're in the place to be for silver education, acquisition, and entertainment. And hey, I'm going to take a nice long pan around this amazing coin shop and show you the 360-degree view. And while I'm doing so, if you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe. And if you appreciate my efforts to travel all around and visit coin shops and bring this experience to you, hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the bell notification. Now let me show you this entryway to Alan's shop. You have to be buzzed in twice to get into this shop. It's the best entryway of any coin shop I've ever been to. Check it out. Very secure. And I wish every coin shop had an entryway like this. Hey, Alan, thanks for welcoming me back to your shop.
You're welcome.
For my viewers' benefit, Alan Nunemaker has been on the show a couple of times, and he's a second-generation coin shop owner, wealth of knowledge. And hey, Alan, I'm not going to mess around. I'm just going to get straight into some questions.
Sounds good.
We can educate and hopefully entertain my viewers with what you're about to show out of your private vault in just a moment.
Okay.
But let's get some of the normal questions out of the way. I'm kind of the man on the street, reporting to the people around the nation and around the world about what's going on in coin shops everywhere. You're located here in Mishawaka, Indiana, just adjacent to South Bend.
That's correct.
And I'm visiting South Bend. My daughter's at Notre Dame right now.
Oh, fantastic.
Finishing up a science camp, so here I am.
There you go.
Gold or silver? What are people buying lately?
I would say mostly silver.
Okay.
Silver is still the big one. Gold's right behind it, but silver is the number one right now.
Okay. And how about the split between bullion and numismatics? What are people buying?
Mostly bullion.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have to say that's been the big one here in the past half year.
Okay. Gotcha. And what are people disclosing to you when they come in to buy bullion? Why they're buying bullion?
They're worried with everything going on. They're worried about their value of the dollar, basically, and they're just really concerned about their other investments. Mm-hmm. So they're just trying to kind of hedge, with what money they have into something different.
I think people kind of feel it in their bones. Something's
I think so.
Got to happen. It might not happen to the fall.
Yeah.
People are talking recession and worse, maybe a very deep recession.
Yeah. There's definitely a little fear factor I can feel, and I'm not trying to, scare them any further than where they're at, but it's just sign of the times. I mean, here we are. So.
Yeah. What's the single most popular item people are asking for when they come in? Coins, rounds, bars?
Probably rounds,
Okay.
Silver rounds, 10-ounce bars, those are pretty popular.
Okay.
That's what most people are asking for right now.
Okay. How about the 2022 American Silver Eagles? Those have been kind of controversial this year. Are you buying and selling those?
Not really. I don't think I've even tried to buy any rolls or anything like that. I've just kind of stayed away from it. We'll get them when we get them. I just don't have to be the first guy on the block. Right now, we're well into the year, and I still haven't really went out to buy any of them. So.
Okay. So when they walk in through the door, you'll purchase them and make an offer, but you're not seeking them out.
No.
And what's the reason for that?
I just don't want to have to pay that higher premium and then also pass that on to the customer.
Yeah.
I just, especially with the market being as volatile as it has been, I could start losing money if I don't sell them quickly enough. So I just, I try to focus on the product that people are asking for the most, and that's what I go with.
Right now we're at about $21 silver. It's kind of been up and down. Is there normally, you've been doing this a long time, do you normally notice a pattern of like a summertime slump, or is it just whatever's going on in the world?
In the past, you would see the summertime slow up quite a bit.
Okay.
With the way things have been, obviously the past few years, that's not the normal anymore. And also with everything going on, you would expect metals, especially silver, to be a lot higher than it is. So that's kind of baffling. Mm-hmm. Mostly they say the strong dollar, then weaker metals. In the long run, though, I'm very pro silver, pro gold.
Yeah,
that's what I'm after.
You've seen a lot over the decades. Your dad started the shop.
He did.
And was the 1970s?
1962.
62?
Yeah.
My goodness gracious.
Yeah, he started a while back.
And so you grew up, probably right here with him.
Been around all my life.
over those years that you've been the man in charge, if you feel comfortable sharing, everybody has regrets and mistakes that they've made over the years. Was there anything that sticks out in your mind as like, man, I really goofed up on this one? Maybe buying a rare coin that you thought?
Never really a rare coin. Probably not being quick enough with the markets. Acquiring too much material, as far as not getting out of it quick enough. Not hedging those purchases.
Okay.
I've never really gotten into the hedging. It just it's what the bigger boys will definitely do. They have a
What
lot
do you
more
mean by
inventory.
that?
If they're going to buy, let's say, 2,000-3,000 ounces of silver, and they physically bought that across the counter at whatever price that might be, what they can't afford to do is allow that market go down on the physical market. So what they may do is go out and buy. They might short it on the paper.
Oh.
So they basically, I bet it goes lower on paper, and it costs a fraction of the price to do that. And if it does, great, you made money on that side of it. And you may have lost money on the physical had you not done that.
I see. So you kind of cover yourself.
It's kind of like insurance. If you will. I've never gotten into it. I've been approached by it a few times. I'm not saying I won't, but where I've been, let's say, regrets or mistakes, if you will, is where I purchased too much and the markets moved a lot quicker than I could in the wrong direction.
Okay.
So, and I'm sure people in the business can relate to that, and I think they know exactly what I'm talking about. So.
Yeah. And how about your biggest successes, things that you've done, expanding the shop, or?
I would say probably we owned this location many years ago. Then we had gotten rid of it, and then we moved back up in the South Bend, Mishawaka area. I was offered an opportunity to buy this building back, and I kind of jumped on it. So I think that was a pretty good move. It's bigger than I really need, but it's very secure, and that's what I was after.
Well, as we were preparing for this video, and you were in the back for a second, I did a full pan around your shop. And Alan, I have to tell you, I mean, I've visited a lot of shops, everywhere from Florida to Hawaii. You've got the nicest shop I've ever been in. You've got a nice place here, man.
We try to keep the layout simple, but straightforward and secure.
Yeah, I even like the seating area you have. I brought my brother here one time.
Yep, I remember.
He's not a coin guy, and if he wanted to, he could have sat here and played on his phone for an hour while we were chatting.
Exactly.
That's a really nice feature. How about young people? Are you seeing any young people come in the shop?
Now that summertime is here, we will probably start seeing a lot of the younger kids, 10, 11 and younger, which is obviously great. That is obviously the future customer base of our business.
Yeah.
So we always encourage it. We always try to educate as much as we can, maybe get some freebies out, just whatever it takes to get those kids completely interested in the market, coins or otherwise.
How about those millennials who are starting to make the big bucks for the first time in their lives?
I would say we're seeing to a degree. I mean, they're not going crazy with it, but yeah, we're seeing some younger faces in here buying.
That's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kilo bars. That seems to be a popular size of bar. Are people buying kilos here, or?
I don't handle many of them.
Okay.
There was a while back where I couldn't get my hands on much of anything, and I was really considering buying nothing but kilos. With some of my clientele, though, it might be a little bit harder to sell them over 32 ounces in one shot. They don't typically do that. They might be 10 here, 5 there.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually jump in and buy a bunch of them, although yes, they are popular. Something that was actually very popular way back when we first got on eBay, which we don't do that anymore. We had a bunch of half kilos come in. Johnson Matthey, very nice, very stamped, and my father said, just throw a few on eBay, see what happens. They were extremely popular. We couldn't sell them quick enough.
Wow.
But I haven't seen another one since, and that was probably almost 20 years ago.
Now, over the last year or so, I've started kind of getting into vintage a little bit. It checks a couple boxes for me. I'm putting silver in my stack and in my safe, but at the same time, the collector side of me gets excited when I see some of these old vintage bars. And you have some bars to show me that I think my bar guys that watch my channel are going to go nuts over. So I'm going to move the phone off the tripod, and let's set that up.
You bet.
So what do you have here?
Basically, this is a Johnson Matthey Mallory 100-ounce bar. So I can't tell exactly the time period. I've done a little bit more research, but it's one that, for the thousands I've seen, I don't see many of these.
So that's one of the earliest.
It's one of the earlier ones
Johnson Matthey.
because they dropped the Mallory after some time.
Okay.
Another type of Engelhard bar. Again, I just have to look at the serial numbers and the style, but I just don't see this particular one often.
Mm-hmm. That's a beauty.
And if I do, they're not very attractive. They've definitely seen a lot of handling.
Uh-huh.
This batch right here we bought some time ago, and the company has gotten larger. If people look at the name, they'll recognize part of it, but now there's more to it than that. They've been bought out, but this is out of Switzerland.
Okay.
And where we purchased these, they were actually still in a air freight box. They were shipped over back in the 70s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty
and
interesting.
so they were all individually wrapped like that?
All individually wrapped.
And
yeah.
you bought hundreds of them? And...
Several hundred, yeah.
Okay.
So, and then this is just an earlier 5-ounce cord.
I like that little 5-ounce. It's got the bull logo on it, too. Very cool.
And then the last two, which, again, from my research, these are fairly rare. They don't show up often. They command a serious premium.
Okay.
Without getting a lot of detail, people can kind of do their own research, but it's just these two right here. So.
Okay. Now, how old are those?
Again, I don't have all that documentation in front of me. I've looked them up some time ago, and I've just kept them vaulted.
Yeah. But you mentioned earlier the All Engelhard website.
Mm-hmm.
And so if anybody wanted to take a look at that, I mean, sure, there's
And then just turn them over too. That's
some
really important.
Engelhard fanatics out there, which who doesn't like Engelhard?
I believe some of these that belong to ones that have been out there sold privately or through eBay, and we're talking thousands.
Wow.
So
For a 10-ounce bar.
for a 10-ounce bar.
That's a huge collector's market for those Engelhards. And I'll tell you what, I don't know how they became the king, but they are certainly the king. Do you have experience with Engelhard as far as like knowing their history, or?
Well, obviously they've stopped producing bars some time ago as well.
When was
as
that?
Johnson. Don't exactly remember the year, but they're still into other things as far as fabrication for different industries. They just don't produce bullion products anymore.
Oh.
And Johnson Matthey sold out some time ago to Ashia. It's a Japanese outfit.
Okay.
And basically, it's the same product, everything. It has their name on it now. It's not Johnson Matthey, but a Japanese. And those are fine products. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Got it. All right. Well, hey, you know me. I'm going to do a little shopping.
That sounds good.
And I don't think I'll be able to afford any of those bars that you have there, but I'm sure I'll find something.
No problem.
All right, buddy. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Alan, tell me about this coin here. What am I looking at?
This is a trade dollar.
Okay.
It was made for trading and commerce with the Asian countries, China specifically, back in the day. They had certain requirements for the size of coin, which was slightly heavier than what we had. And often when those coins were put in circulation over there, they were being verified by different vendors. And oftentimes they would put their own individual mark, as you can see, which we call them chop marks.
Yeah, and those are some really heavy duty chop marks.
Not only are they heavy duty, they struck this coin so hard, they've actually dimpled it on the other side.
Wow.
Now, I'd like to send this off to the grading companies to have it holdered, as they will holder coins with chop marks. I'm just afraid that this could be in excess of damage. They might consider it damage because it was struck so hard. But that was back in the day.
Well, and that's 1876, huh?
1876, and that would have been produced at the San Francisco Mint at the bottom there.
Man, the luster on that thing is really nice. But you mentioned earlier that, like, the grading companies at one point in time,
they would have considered it damage because that was not the way the coin was produced. It was done after the fact. But over the years, I think that they've started to embrace the provenance of the coin. I mean, that was something done at that time period. It was a contemporary thing to have done to the coin. So being part of the history of the coin, I think they now allow it and they'll grade the coin. Again, this one was struck so hard back in the day, I'm a little concerned that they may not want to holder it because they may call it damage as well.
Yeah.
But we'll find out one way or the other.
Well, a special shout out and thank you to my channel members. And if you're interested in becoming a channel member, check out the video description. And thank you, the viewer, for watching. It means so much to me. Now, let me show you what I got. I got some 90%. I got some Benjis here. Some of them are in pretty decent shape as well. And in addition to that, I found a not perfect proof Libertad in the display case. It looks pretty good to me. Alan gave me a good deal at $50. Couldn't pass it up. And hey, if you enjoyed today's video, let me bring it on home with another video that you might also enjoy. T.